2025 is shaping up to be a good year for Punisher fans. Let's see. Jon Bernthal returned as the Punisher in Daredevil Born Again, after 6 years. With that, we got some toys. Hasbro announced a new Marvel Legends Punisher with a better likeness to Bernthal, as well as a Funko Pop. That should be released right about now. I have it in pre-order. There's a Punisher spin-off on the works with Disney+, and our favorite vigilante is rumored to appear in Sony's Spider-Man Brand New Day movie, which is only fitting since he made his first appearance in the pages of Spider-Man number 129. Frank Castle is also set to return as the Punisher, with the correct skull symbol in the pages of Marvel Comics this September. Fans got turned off when they turned him to a demonic ninja Punisher with a weird-looking skull logo, and got replaced by some Temu ex-SHIELD agent who takes on the mantle during his absence. The Punisher fan in me got excited when McFarlane Toys announced that they'll be making a 1:6 scale statue based on the cover of Punisher War Journal number 8. It's a Jim Lee drawn cover that features Frank Castle in his iconic black and white suit with heavy weaponry. They say it will come out July 2025, but surprise, surprise, we at the Philippines got it very early. First impression, the box is huge. The design is in line with the series of Marvel statues that McFarlane started making. I actually have no interest in that line, but this is the Punisher, and it's a must for me. The front of the box shows the figure in its tray in full glory. If you want to keep this in the box, it will still look good. The right side of the box has the cover of Punisher War Journal number 8, and it's laminated. It also says that it includes a comic book. The back shows the cover again, and it says that the statue is inspired by the cover of this particular issue. This comic introduces Damage. The left side sports a clear window that lets you see the figure, as well as the McFarlane Toys and Marvel logo. Although it's announced that this is a 1:6 scale figure, the actual box measures around 30 centimeters, or roughly 11.8 inches, which means this is not actually 1:6 scale. They lied to us. Anyways, the top of the box is held by 4 circular tapes, which helps prevent the flap from opening if you turn it upside down, because this thing has some weight in it. Underneath the box, it's sealed with round tape, and we see the legal stuff, the barcode, and some serial number. I gotta give McFarlane the thumbs up for making a wonderful package design to house this brute. Let's open it, shall we? I have no cutter with me now, so I'm using the sharp edge of these scissors, carefully slicing through the tape so I won't damage the box. There you go. And here it is outside the box. Amazing looking figure. The cardboard display holding the tray is a nice reproduction of the city background from the comics. On the upper left, we see the price box that replicates the one from the cover. The side features some comic book panels from different Marvel comics. It's in muted gray, and I don't think there's a Punisher panel there. It's mostly Captain America. And taped at the back is the comic book, with the Comics Authority seal. Thank you very much, McFarlane, for including this reprint of Punisher War Journal number 8. This side just shows the clear tray and the figure. And here's the front again. I really hope that introducing Damage blurb is removable, because it ruins the whole display. Some rubber twisties hold this figure in the tray. You can use a pair of scissors to cut them. Just be careful, because you might scratch the paint. There you go. Oh man, I love this figure. It looks awesome. Kudos to McFarlane for adding some wash on the black costume that gives it more detail and premiumness, despite the plastic material used in this statue. I think McFarlane did a good job capturing Jim Lee's art style, sculpt-wise. Paint-wise, I kinda miss the crosshatch and line-drawn effect in their previous Wolverine and Hulk statue. Adding that to the paintwork will surely elevate this sculpt, and will make this statue look like it popped out from the comic. Let's take a look at the comics. Punisher War Journal number 8, introducing Damage, stored in a plastic bag. At the back, whoa! There's a trading card of the cover. McFarlane DC figures usually have cards included, and I'm happy they also include one in their statues. Now, let's take a look at the actual comic itself. All right, the cover is glossy. Let's take a look inside, see if they reproduced the ads. And it looks like they started with the story right away. There's usually ads on the inside cover, but the story starts there. I don't have this particular issue in my collection, so I'm excited to read this. Anyways, the interior art here is by Jim Lee. This is one of his early works. By the way, the interior pages are also glossy. Originally, Carl Potts was the penciler for Punisher War Journal on the early issues with Jim Lee doing the finishes. Later on, Jim Lee took over as penciler. Wait a minute, I have this comic. This is the Jungle Adventure tale where Wolverine and Punisher fight for the first time. No wonder it looked familiar, and there's no character named Damage there. I must have missed something. Okay, there you go. Reprinting the Punisher War Journal number 6. That's a different issue, with a different cover. That was kinda sad, man. I was really hoping to read the Damage story and I felt cheated. Now I have to look for the actual comic. Here's the trading card. They omitted the comic code seal. Maybe because this is a card, not a comic. It comes in a plastic, to protect it from scratches, I guess. I'll put it in a proper card sleeve later. At the back there's a short synopsis on what to expect from that issue, but we won't be able to read the actual story, won't we? Because they cheated us. Thanks for the card, McFarlane. And here's the statue without the cardboard backdrop. Let's compare it with the comics. It has one glaring problem: the gun that Punisher is holding with his left hand. In the comic, it looks like a silhouette of a modified M4 style assault rifle with an extended barrel, a strap, and a few added accessories. What we got with the figure is some sort of futuristic gun. What a disappointment. At least they got the look of the modified grenade launcher right. However, if you want to use a better looking rifle, the gun he comes with is actually removable. Hooray! The gun he has now isn't actually bad looking, it's just not cover accurate. As of this review, I don't have a 1:6 scale gun with me, but this figure definitely isn't 1:6 scale. He's more of a 10-inch figure, but looks taller because of the base. Although the gun can be removed, it is glued, and you'll be scratching off the white paint in his gloves a bit, if you manage to pop it off. Unless you do the boil and pop method. You know what other figure the futuristic gun looks good with? It looks great with the McFarlane Lobo. That is, if you can get him to grip the handle of the gun. Side by side with Lobo, it looks like Punisher's around the 8 to 9-inch scale. Speaking of guns, here's a close-up of the futuristic gun he came with. Like I said, it looks great. The paint job with the washes give it that metallic and realistic feel. The handle is too thick though, if you want to use it for 1 to 12 or 6-inch figures. The modified grenade launcher is also removable, and it has the same metallic wash. Unfortunately, I forgot to try it with other figures. Sorry, folks. Here's what an empty-handed Punisher looks like. You can give him better-looking guns. You can try the munitions pack, but they might be too small for this Punisher figure. Another cool thing, you can remove him from the base. There are pegs that can plug on the whole of his soles. Unfortunately, I snapped the peg on one of the foot. If you plan to remove him, make sure that you pull him out carefully, or suffer the same fate as me. Here's his base. He's stepping on some pipes. Not much paint detail here. It's all black. The base is also hollow underneath. Back in the 90s, Jim Lee is one of my favorite comic book artists, especially during his run on the X-Men. Back then, because there was no internet, I didn't know that he worked on the Punisher. Punisher War Journal is one of his earliest works, and I'm glad that McFarlane chose this cover and turned it into a statue. Overall, I thought this figure looks great, as if the cover popped out of the pages. From the neck down, with the exception of the big rifle, I think it captured Jim Lee's art style perfectly. My biggest gripe is the head sculpt, you know? There's something off with it. I can't really pinpoint it. Maybe it's the paint. They could have added some facial stubbles, I don't know. Or maybe it's the eyebrows, and his eyes which looks like it has makeup on it. Or maybe it's those lips that look like it has lipstick. I've seen McFarlane do Jim Lee, and I thought they got it right with their Superman statue. A closer face sculpt would be the unmasked head on Prime 1 Studios' Batman Batcave version, based on the Hush Batman. Sorry, McFarlane, I'm not that sold with the head sculpt on this statue. But I like the other details, like those pouches on his belt, or his white bandana, and that harness he's sporting. Unfortunately, although this is a decent head sculpt, there's a point of comparison with other Jim Lee-based heads which is actually done better. Here's the statue side by side with the comics. It's actually a nice attempt, but that face sculpt, personally, is a bit of a letdown. Final thoughts about this statue. If you're a big Punisher fan like me, it's worth adding to the collection. It's rare for a Punisher cover to be recreated in toy format, and it captures the source material, sort of perfectly, but definitely there's room for improvement. If you plan to get this for a copy of Punisher War Journal 8, you would be disappointed since they only reprinted the cover. The $60 tag is rightfully justified by its size, but it's still heavy on the pocket. Anyways, thank you for making it until this point of the review. As always, we'd like to hear your thoughts. Are you getting this figure, or wait for clearance sale? Hit the comment section, and don't forget to like and subscribe.